Hello, bestie. Welcome back to Living with Ease with Callie.
And Celia.
This is going to be like one of the last weeks where we have this like pretend intro because we have our rebrand shoot this weekend, which I'm excited about.
I'm so excited. We've never had a like proper shoot together.
I know. Well, Celia and I don't have any photos together because
Also that.
we just like...
We always take them of each other.
Yeah, we don't really
never
have
get
anyone
them together
to take
ever.
them of the two of us
Yeah.
ever. So I'm really excited to have like... I'm going to frame a few of the photos. Well, I'm just going to... We're having this photographer, Luke. He is the best. Luke, if you're listening, you're amazing. He's so sweet. And I'm going to ask him to take like a few extras just like to hang around.
I love that. Like little candids.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
But yeah, it is Wednesday. We're recovering from a bender, so...
Birthday bender.
Birthday bender. I mean, do you want to start with updates? I'm just a little mind blank right now.
Yeah, we're going to go through my entire birthday weekend. But before that, I do have a massive birthday request.
Yeah, this is like, if you can give Celia one birthday wish, it is this.
It was actually... Okay, so... Basically, I saw this man via a Vogue article on Instagram. I guess it's a Vogue post via Instagram.
I saw the TikTok.
Yeah, apparently it's been around a little bit, which is why I need your help. So essentially, I saw this man and he is I'm not going to toot his horn too much. He's just very handsome.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in getting in contact. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to message him. But like, you probably wouldn't see it. How do I get in contact? And Kelly was like, well, why don't you ask the besties for a birthday? A little birthday present. No, I'm kidding. But you came up with the idea.
No, it is
it's
exactly
just genius.
What I said, yeah.
So if you're feeling comfortable and you just want to be a girl's girl and do me a little favor, if you feel comfortable, the man's Instagram name is Jack Uno. And basically, he's a Kennedy, Jack Schlossberg. He's now a political contributor at Vogue, and he is a very handsome man. And if you want to just tag my name at Celia Babut on all of his posts to get his attention, I mean, genius idea.
No, I think like if enough besties tag your name, he'll at least notice.
I want to DM him, but I know it will get lost. I'm not trying to, it's just a fact. So like, if you could just help me out a little bit, it sounds crazy, but like if it got him to message me, I'd be so happy. I'd just love to chat.
The stories we would have after this.
I know. I'm like, what a meet cute. If it worked.
It's not really a meet cute because
it's a forced.
Isn't a meet cute like when you run in?
It's just how you met, I think. But yeah, it's more like a cute way. Like, oh, this person was there and they ran into each other.
I'm like so envious myself because Celia and I were talking about this over dinner. Like,
it was your idea too.
It was my idea too. Yeah. I wish so desperately I could ask you to please tag my name in Surfer Boy's Instagram.
But it would be overwhelming to him.
Considering...
Because you already know him. That's the difference.
I already know him and like he doesn't have that many followers. So he would just be like so overwhelmed. He'd be like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
But like I wish I... Actually, and people have already tagged him in my Instagrams without me asking him.
Yeah, you're actually basically asking for it right now.
Yeah.
I don't think you should though. Like you really shouldn't.
Oh my god, I would never.
No, but I fear now some besties will go and do it.
Please don't. No, the poor boy would be so overwhelmed. Like he would not be able. He's a shy boy, and he would not be able to handle. I'd have to message him, and it'd be awkward. So
yeah. Whereas I'm just hoping this gets him to message me.
Yeah.
So it's Jack Uno, JACKUNO.
That's great.
What do people comment? Just my name?
I think just your like whatever you think is right. Like nothing creepy or
Please
weird.
don't make me sound creepy. I really want him to slide in my
DMs.
DMs.
No, I think it's best to just comment your name.
Okay. All right, girls, get to work.
And boys.
And boys, anyone listening.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have an update next episode.
Yeah.
So that was my emergency bestie update, but
we have a lot of, I think we're just going to go through the weekend.
Yes, we have a lot of updates.
Before we get into that.
Oh, I hope it works. I'm like giddy anyway.
No, it's going to work. I also had a dream that I was at dinner with Surfer. No, we weren't at dinner. He just like wasn't talking to me. Yeah. So like, I hope not all my dreams are true.
I just haven't had like I don't know if it's like a celeb crush, but I haven't found someone like oh my God, he's so handsome. And like a
Yeah.
minute, like obviously I find people handsome, but like when I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to message this man. So
That's so
anyway,
fun. I want a celeb crush. My celeb crush is Surfer Boy, and he's a celeb in my eyes.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he is, but we don't need to give out too many details.
He is not a celeb, but he is a superstar to me.
Anywho, into the weekend.
Wait, can I say my update though?
Oh, of course. I didn't know we had other
So
updates.
my amazing editor, she also does astrology, and today we did an astrology like review of like my whole birth chart, and it was so accurate. It was insane. But let me tell you the one thing that you must know. Surfer Boy and I are extremely compatible. Well, okay. I think so. I think
Your signs.
Yeah. No. Well, basically what she said is that he's very attracted to me, and he also feels very understood by me.
Very important things.
And I feel like
Also, Izzy, I'm just blown away by this birth chart.
oh, it was nuts.
Like, I wish I was there to see it in real time.
It was the craziest. She just sent me notes, so I'll like send them over. But like basically, I'm like just a Virgo at heart, but like everything was so on point. If you are looking for a birth chart reading, message me, because my editor Izzy.
Do you have her info? Like for the readings? Does she have
Not right now, but if you message me, I'll respond and I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
It was mind blowing. Like I am just such a Virgo, and like everything lined up to the point where like I was supposed to meet like my like good friend in middle school, and I met you, and then like I was supposed to go through a really dark time.
Wait,
in
no, it
8th
was
grade.
way cuter the way you told me.
No, it was like you were almost my sister, but you weren't.
It
like,
was, yeah.
Yeah. And I was supposed to, like, I went through a really hard time in, like, high school, middle school period that entered, like, a really dark time. And as you know, I've told you, I went through a really dark time in 8th grade. And it was all because of, like, friends. And it's a whole thing. Anyway, my birth chart was, like, so accurate. It was freaky.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important take I took out of that is that Surfer Boy and I are compatible as hell. And now I just need to find out. We were talking about this today. I just need to find out casually
His birth time
and his place of birth. I am going to assume where he was born, but I just can't be sure. Of course, people could assume where I was born, but because my mom had Kaiser Insurance, I was actually born in Walnut Creek. Yeah. So it's like
I never know.
I don't know what his mom's insurance was.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd have to ask.
Yeah, maybe it'll come up later on in conversation.
Yeah, but I'm compatible, so.
How fun. Yeah, I guess we start with my actual birthday, which was such a shocking day full of surprises.
How do you feel being 27 now that you're like a weekend?
I am so happy to be 27. You have no idea.
I'm so jealous you're 27.
You'll be
I don't want to be
27
26
so soon.
anymore.
No, so soon you'll be 27. I'm just like so happy to be here, 27. And you'll hear throughout the weekend, you know, there was a few things that happened, but like nothing dampened the fact that, yeah, like usually, okay, I'll just, spoiler alert, my phone got stolen on my birthday. Yeah. Still had best weekend. The night before my birthday, were we on a walk? No, we went to the beach, yes, to manifest last night. Remember?
Oh, of
to
course.
ring out 26. So we went to the beach. And then Callie was like, oh, like, it was so convincing. I thought I actually brought it up. She was like, oh, do you want to just like have coffee, or like we could just have like a coffee in the morning, which is something that we already do like pretty often.
We do not do it. Don't lie to them. We don't do it.
Well, we did for like a while when I was out of coffee, like very recently.
We've done it 2 times.
No, like a whole week I was out of coffee, and
2-3 times max.
Okay, well, to me it felt often.
To be an often thing, but like let's not like.
Okay, let me rephrase this.
Like
the prior week, we did it multiple days, so it didn't seem out of the blue. And I thought you were just like saying it to be nice, so I was like, yeah, sure. We can have. To be honest, was I out of coffee?
No, you had coffee, I think.
Yeah, did I? I honestly don't remember. Yeah, so
I don't know.
She was like, we could just have a coffee in the morning. I was like, okay, yeah. And then I thought nothing of it. Went to bed. Woke up. I was on my phone like for a little, like honestly, like over an hour in the morning, because I was like catching up with East Coast people that were messaging me.
Yeah,
and like. It's just fun to look at your phone on your birthday, like see who's messaged you and whatnot. And meanwhile, I don't know if you saw Callie's TikTok. She's setting up the entire yard. And I was awake during this time. And Vita, too. Like, that's crazy to me.
I was scared shitless. I set my alarm for 5:30. And then, like, as I was setting up, I was like, fuck, I should have woken up at 4. Because I, like, heard dog. I was scared Vita was going to bark. And because I had to, like, tape things on, like, her door. And I just
and Vita's really sensitive in the mornings. Like, even the garage, or not the garbage guy.
Yeah.
She'll often, like, bark at.
I was, like, being quiet, but also, like, there were some things I was doing that was just making so much noise. I thought you would hear me. Like, I can't believe you.
No, and I thought she had forgotten about it. So I texted her. I forget the time, but, like, pretty close, too. And I was like, what did I say? I don't remember. Like, want to meet for coffee?
You still want to have coffee or something.
Yeah, because I wasn't, like, bummed, but I was like, oh, she must be sleeping in. Oh, well, I'll see her after. Like, I had literally I don't know why. I just literally had no idea. So then I'm going out with Vita. Oh, yeah, she's like, what did you say? I'm on the porch or something? Nonchalant?
Oh, I think I just said I'm getting her coffee.
And I should have known, because you always text me happy birthday, like, first thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what was wrong with me. Anyway, so.
No, I'm glad you didn't. I thought when you texted me at 6:40, it's because you saw me outside and you were like, oh.
No, not at all. So I walk out and I'm like scared crapless because there's streamers right there. And she also, okay, this is way too much detail, but I opened the door and then Vita like ran away. So I had to go grab her. So you thought I was like in shock standing there when I hadn't even seen it yet. So I walk out. Basically, Callie has decorated the entire yard with Taylor Swift, hi, it's me, I'm the birthday girl, it's me decor. And the part that absolutely melted me, which I know I said this out loud to you, but I actually don't think you understand how much it meant to me. She made the cake, and it doesn't sound that crazy, but like it's this very specific birthday cake that my sister always makes me on my birthday. And she got the recipe from my sister and made it for my birthday and put flowers around like my mom always does. Like, that's the tradition. She always has flowers, coffee, and the cake. And she literally recreated that to the point where both my sister and mom actually reached out and said thanks for carrying it on. But it was just like the sweetest, most sentimental thing of all time.
It's gonna be a really good year.
Yeah,
to go into it.
It was just the best way to start the day, and it was so uncalled for. So that was amazing. That's number one
here.
Yeah,
I wanted to get balloons, but Celia, we've got a lot of security around the house, and
I'm on the Ring cameras.
Yeah. And Celia, like, I have my notifications on now too, but she watches them like a hawk, like every single two. Like, I like feel like I have no privacy actually, because
I would have definitely known if the
every
Ring came
single
up.
time I'm in front of the door coming like into the house, she like is watching me.
Okay, I like to know what you're up to.
Yeah, so like I could not have brought balloons, and I really wanted to.
Yeah, well, it was absolutely perfect without.
Yeah.
And
I mean, balloons are a
surprise.
danger to birds.
Also true. And then I had to go to work, but I was in such a good mood from that. It didn't even feel like I was working on my birthday. Like that, I cannot explain. Okay, I'm rambling, but that was just awesome.
Yeah, you had an awesome birthday morning.
Yes. And then I get home from work.
This part made me like, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it, but I did.
Again, I have no freaking idea, to the point where I am in on the prank. You can tell this one if you want, and I'll just go along with it.
So basically, like, I know you've probably noticed, like, oh, like our podcast is growing, like Celia's Instagram following is growing.
Rapidly.
I mean, my Instagram following and TikTok following, they're dropping, but I'm already such a superstar. Like, it's not really like a big deal. Basically, Celia initially wanted to go to dinner for her birthday. But the thing is, with like being such famous podcasters as we are, especially in LA, I mean, there are paparazzi everywhere. I mean, we cannot get away from them.
Yeah,
and
it's really hard to go outside.
Celia was like, I really want to go, but it's like, I just want to have one night as like a normal girl again. Like, I mean, you are pushing 4,000 followers.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand over here. Like, I think I have 400 on TikTok now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dropping 10,000 by the month, but like I'm still like a superstar, you know. It's just like I've already reached like superstar stuff. Like, we are like, you know, people are always wanting to know what we're doing, what we're up to. And so I like respected her decision. I was like, I feel like we should go to dinner for your birthday, but you know, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Not this year.
Like, it's just like you want to keep things private. You don't want to be on TMZ or like anything else. You want to like just like be relaxing at home. So she goes like, I don't think we should. So she initially wanted to go to this restaurant, Giorgio Baldi, but then she was like, I think we should just have a private dinner at home so I can just avoid the press for one day. And I was like, okay, like whatever, I respect your wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I don't respect her wishes, and I pull the craziest prank on her of all time.
Should I tell the real bit?
Yeah.
In case you were not understanding, that was a joke.
Yeah.
I had
joke.
booked Giorgio Baldi.
That was a joke. Before someone on Reddit goes and says that I think I am a superstar, please. Someone's not gonna listen all the way through, and they're gonna
clip it
on Reddit again. Just like how I got in trouble for saying you live in the backyard.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a very nice way of putting it. Basically, I had booked Giorgio Baldi for us. The only awkward part is that it was just me and Kelly going, and I didn't want her to feel like she had to pay, and I quite frankly had spent way too much money at home and should not be going out on a lavish dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and it's lavish at Giorgio Baldi.
I will cancel it. Like, let's just make a pasta dinner at home, and it will be like so fun and great and like so much fun anyway. Like I honestly wasn't bummed about it at all. And then Kelly pulled the biggest prank of all time.
So the plan was to go take photos on the PCH around sunset, but she wanted to go like a bit before sunset because, of course, this was the one night it was cloudy, so there was no sunset.
Mm-hmm. And you were like, and I was like, oh, do we need, remember on the way there, I was like, oh, like I was so mad there was no sunset. I'm like, do we need to take photos?
Yeah, you kept saying you didn't want to take them.
Just do them another
By
night.
the way, just so you know, Giorgio Baldi's like on the PCH, and so my whole plan was like we go take our photos and then we go to dinner, but the reservation was until 8:30, and so I was trying to be like, and the sun usually sets at 8, so I was like, let's go at like 7:45, and you were like, let's just like not go.
Yeah, I was like, let's just go tomorrow night, like there's gonna be a sunset. You're like, no, it'll be really cool with the fog.
And then so we head there, and then like I don't know, like I was getting a little stressed because like I was worried about traffic.
Location because of paparazzi, remember?
Of course, to an undisclosed. I mean, we were dressed very undercover because I mean, there
sunglasses, a headscarf.
Look, we are. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, and so
to dodge them.
We found a very private location to take photos where like it's just kind of like sometimes you want to take photos that aren't going to be sold to TMZ.
Yeah,
it's tough. And so we found a private location, and Celia, we're on the way there. I know we have a reservation at 8:30, and Celia's like, I'm kind of getting stressed because I'm like, we need to get these photos, and like also like I was just worried about timing. We ended up having like more time, but then she goes on the way like, oh, like, yeah, we're in no rush, and I'm like, actually. We are, but I couldn't tell her that. So we go take photos, and then you thought that I was like being an asshole because I kept saying.
Yeah. She kept going, are you sure you don't want some more? I'm like, hello, are these not good enough? Like you just took about 1 million.
Because I didn't want to get there too early.
I thought, like, I don't know. Usually it's like we get them done and we're done. You're like, are you sure? Like maybe you should get some more.
Yeah, usually.
And I was like, oh, you don't think they're good yet? And I was like, I'll just look later because I didn't want to be annoying. And you're like, oh, are you sure?
Yeah. No, yeah. So
anyway,
then we finally get our
tricky
photos,
girl.
and I'm like, okay, it's finally time to go. I'm like, we should manifest before we go.
Oh my God, that was part of it too?
Obviously.
Wow, here I was thinking we were just having a nice manifest.
I did want to manifest. I always like to manifest the ocean.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's so funny.
But then on the way home, I was like, this worked so perfectly. Celia actually made it work so well because I was like, we need to stop at Ralph's to get Parmesan cheese for the pasta. I don't have any fresh Parmesan.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I could even like, because I was just going to say like, let's go to the Palisades Ralph's because it's like on the way to Giorgio Baldi.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like going to try to make like an argument of why we should go. Before I even could say that, she was like, yeah, I don't really feel safe going to the Venice, the Venice Ralph's. Can we go to the Palisades one? Because she was wearing
wearing like hot shorts and heels. Like it was just like a lot for Venice Ralph's. Let's be real.
So we're in the lane to turn, and this is when shit gets crazy.
Yeah.
So keep in mind,
we're in this turn lane for so long.
This lane is forever, and luckily, Celia, I start taking photos of myself, and I'm like, I know there's gonna be flash photography like the second we get out of the car, and so she of course sees me taking photos of myself, and she immediately, like if you saw her Instagram, she was wearing like a scarf over her head and sunglasses, and I was like, how can I get her to get this on? So she's like prepared for the photos before whatever. She sees me taking photos, she's like, let me take photos. Puts her scarf on, puts her sunglasses on.
I mean, works like a charm.
I turn, and instead of going up the road to go to Ralph's.
She pulls straight. My whole body goes numb.
She screams. And this point is not actually a joke. I was like, what the fuck? Because I was so excited to surprise her with this reservation.
I was in shock. No one has like properly surprised me in so long.
We get there and like we're at valet and like I'm trying to get out of the car and Celia's like, no. No. And like this is not a joke. Like I want to make the joke like, oh, like she want to get out because paparazzi. No, like she literally like we're rolling the window down. The valet is like, what the hell? Because you're like,
we're having like this argument
doing this. And I'm like,
I was just in shock. I did not feel like I did not properly get ready. It was just like
but you looked stunning.
Okay, I just felt very overwhelmed with the situation.
Also, I'm scratching, for people watching on YouTube, I'm scratching my toe, not my crotch.
Believe what you think. But anyway, once I finally am like, okay, this is gonna be fun. I was just in shock and I was like overwhelmed and I felt bad. I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, it was your birthday.
I know. Anyway, so then I finally get out after like probably a minute of deliberation.
No, it was actually very, very uncomfortable. Yeah, and the valet probably thought we were like a huge fight. Yeah. And then we went to go sit inside, and Celia requested, of course, we sit outside because she felt uncomfortable with all the eyes on her.
Yeah. Too many.
But oh my God, first time at Giorgio Baldi.
It was divine.
I want to go back every weekend.
I don't want to say best dinner of my life because obviously whatever, but
it was
up there.
Yeah.
Not even the food, but the
I
company.
Wish we could go every weekend, but it would just be too much.
Oh my God, the way I wanted to ask when we went to Jelena on Sunday, I almost was like, but obviously we could never. But
I would have said yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be an option. It's for specials.
Wait, can I ask you something, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having kind of a rough week, so I was wondering. No, I'm being for real though,
okay.
And now it's like on record.
Okay.
We cannot really go out on Friday night because we have our shoot in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to go to La Cabana tomorrow just for chips and guacamole and one margarita.
Maybe, yes. Honestly, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know yet, but it sounds fun. Yeah.
It would just really cheer me up.
No, honestly, it was just so yummy, and we had like such a special. I feel like we were just really thinking about the future.
It was really
special dinner. So then, of course, naturally, we want to go out after, which brings us to our next place, Market, which I love. I will say I love
it there.
And we had a grand. Oh, I forgot what else happened this night.
Oh my God!
I had a grand time until all of a sudden I realized that my phone is missing from the pocket of my leather jacket that doesn't zip. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so confused. It wasn't in my bag. I knew it was in my pocket, but it wasn't there. And, like, people were body to body. Like, it was packed
body to body.
I go up to the bartender, and they tell me that 25 people have reported a missing... Or
they
like
actually told me that.
Okay,
you weren't allowed back in.
I don't know why, honestly. But anyway, so...
that was such a lie.
What do you mean?
You did not hear that from the bartender because you were not allowed to speak to him.
Okay, you told me that. No, I'm just like, don't they have cameras? Like, can't they figure this out?
An inside scheme, of course.
Yeah, of course. It was just so messed up. Like, also, to steal someone's phone is just such a cruel thing. Like, it's such an inconvenience, extremely rude. Literally, it's like, obviously the financial part sucks, but it's like stealing your life. Not to be dramatic, but all your photos, all your messages on my birthday too. Like, I didn't even respond to people's birthday messages.
Yeah.
Anyway, rude. Luckily, I have a new phone now, but I didn't on my way to work yesterday, and I almost got lost, which was really shocking. My maps, I had written. Well, no, I wrote it down on the way back. On the way there, I brought my laptop, and I thought it was just gonna stay up, even though I didn't have Wi-Fi. Then it locked, and they disappeared. So I had to figure it out, and that was yeah, a lot. Anyway, going off tangent here.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about your Friday night that you let us down?
Celia blames this on me.
I fully blame this on you.
It was on behalf of the both of us. Celia was walking around talking about her lost phone, and someone overheard us. And she was like chatting it up with us, and then we were both...
And I thought that it was a bestie. I thought you were talking...
Wait, we still don't know.
Well, the fact that you don't know means that that's not the reason why the conversation started, which makes it so much weirder in my opinion, because I thought it was just a
Anyway,
bestie.
she was concerned for Celia's loss of phone, and her boyfriend were chatting it up, and they were like, look, it's a rough night. just come back with us to this after party. Like, it's funny because, like, Celia and I do not go to after parties anymore.
We got invited to 2 after parties that
I
night.
think the last after party I've been to was, like, senior year of college. Like, you don't really, well, maybe
We
in
don't
New
really
York.
go to quote unquote afters.
Yeah.
As they called it.
I'd like to say I'm, like, just so above it and mature, but also we don't really get invited.
Yeah, but also just both, really.
Yeah. But anyway, we get invited to this after party. And we get in this Uber.
And Callie's like, yeah, come on, we have to go. We're going to an after.
So we get in the car and we go to this couple's apartment.
Which, by the way, so Callie was talking to the woman the whole time.
I was talking to her about Surfer Boy, and I sent him some messages, and he hasn't responded.
That'll get her
I don't
going.
even really want to talk about it, but yeah, if anyone wants to talk about Surfer Boy with me, like, I will talk.
Exactly. And yeah, all you have to do is say those 2 words, but she didn't actually say those 2 words. It just came up, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the male who was dating the woman was talking my ear off to the point where I was like, is this weird? Like, good for her, because I'm like, obviously it's great to be a secure woman, but it was so much so that I was just like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Or like, is she not like annoyed?
And so then we get to their house, and there's no one else at the after party except for the 4 of us.
Imagine our shock. We're going to an after party and it's just the 4 of us.
And then I start to realize, wait, this might be a setup for a foursome.
Especially when they're trying to feed us alcohol.
No, they kept, like, insisting, do you want an espresso martini? Do you want a high noon? Do you want this? Do you want that? I took a high noon.
Yeah. And it was really late at this point too. Like, at what, 3 a.m.
And,
or
like,
something?
the woman tried to give us, like, a bottle of perfume.
It was a very weird situation.
And then, like, Celia and I went to
weird.
the bathroom and, like, kind of, like, had a conversation, like, okay, we should go home. And when we walked out of the bathroom, she was waiting outside of the door.
Yeah,
It was
she was
very,
like eavesdropping. It was very weird situation.
yeah.
We thought we were going to an after party. This is why we don't go to after parties.
Yeah.
Turns out it was a couple inviting us to their home, which is just a little weird.
I'm sorry, but they were just trying to have like, I just think they were waiting, like, they wanted to get drinks flowing and then bring it up.
Yeah, no, it was
Like,
what
they
else was going to happen?
definitely, I think they stand outside of Market looking for
That's
people
so
to bring.
freaking creepy. That
That
actually
might
makes
be
me
a
feel
bit of
sick.
a stretch, but, like, it was just, I feel like it was calculated.
I'm just so glad that we left. That was very weird. And then they invited us out the next day, remember?
Yeah, but she never texted me, thank God.
Yeah, very weird situation. Yeah, can't even really get into it. That was just very weird.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the rest of the weekend we went to the beach.
Yeah, Saturday went to the beach, hungover as hell, and then we were gonna go to La Cabana
Got
for dinner.
Giada.
But we both fell asleep at like 7 p.m.
And my alarm on my laptop, shocker, didn't wake me
Yeah.
up.
And
oh god.
yeah, and then on Sunday we went to Shellback Tavern for what we thought would be 1 drink, ended up being 4.
And then we went to the beach and we went swimming.
We had a magical time in the water. And yeah.
Weekend.
I mean, that's basically everything. I mean, I don't really... we just want to do a weekend recap.
We're so excited for this rebrand. You have I just can't wait for you to see. And
Same.
that is coming so soon. So I feel like any new ideas that you want to hear, we're going to start like delving into topics, etc.
Yeah.
But this was just like weekend recap, wrapped on 27, and we'll be back to talk about 27 in about a month or so.
Yeah, I know.
But no, it was just like a hilarious overall.
Yeah, I apologize. I feel like this episode was kind of drab, but I personally am having a bit of a rough week.
Yeah.
Just I'm trying to power through it.
No, I mean, you're here and we're pushing through. So comment hearts on Callie's Instagram and comment my name on Jack Unos. Love ya.
And I wish you could comment on Server Boys, but please don't. But yeah.
Also, like, literally, you have no idea. When when Callie was telling me this idea last week, I was like fiending to film. I'm like, I've got to get this out. So I'm so happy you're listening to this episode. And if you made it this far, we love you so much.
Love you so much. And we will see you next week.
Bye.